on this mini episode of Scientific Mythbusting. Zach and Serge try to find out whether this strange device could boost your wireless signal strength.
But to be extra scientific about it.
Who are the Mythbusters? Sergio Vargas, Zach Kruchowski. Between them, more than 14 minutes of scientific experience. They don't just tell the myths.
Facts.
They put them to the test.
So, Zach, what the hell is this thing?
This is a device that Jake's class built about a year ago, and it's supposed to enhance wireless signal by blocking out destructive interference.
That sounds really good, but how does this work?
Okay, so this equation here represents the Fresnel zone plate, where n is the number of transitions from the radius of the plate. Here, you can demonstrate it here. So if we use this, the number of transitions from the radius, or from the inside to the outside of the radius. So 1, 2, 3, 4 transitions. Lambda represents the wavelength, 12.31 centimeters, of this specific router wireless, So 12.31 centimeters is the wavelength of 802.11G, which is the wireless signal that we're going to be using. Channel 6, if I'm not mistaken. F in the equation is the focal point. Jake's class designed the focal point of this Fresnel zone plate to be 30 centimeters. So we have our wireless dongle, and we set this length here to be about 30 centimeters and built the plate around that.
So how does this equation help prevent destructive interference?
So this diagram explains that. What these three waves represent are two waves that are in sync and one wave here that is out of sync. And this wave here would be considered destructive interference because it cancels out some of the signal by not being in sync with the rest. So we have the two in sync waves are allowed to pass through because the foil is not blocking it, this piece representing the foil. Whereas the destructive interference, the out of phase wave, is blocked by the foil. So only allowing all the waves that are in phase to go through to the wireless device.
Sounds pretty scientific, Bab.
Indeed, Gerg.
Babs and Gergs aside, Zach and Serge Fresnel it out to the NRH quad. They've set up a wireless access point in a known location on floor, so all they've got to do is aim our test laptop at it and gather some data.
Okay, so basically what we're doing here is we're using some software which measures the amount of signal received by the laptop from our router up in the window. We're measuring the distance from said window to the table, and then we are checking the amount of signal received both as it is right now and with our Fresnel zone plate approximately 1 foot away from behind the laptop. So let's see if we get any results.
So it looks like the signal strength is hovering at around 50%, 40% strength from ZatchNet. Alright, so now we're gonna Fresnel zone plate a foot away, but to be extra scientific about it, we need a super sensitive measuring device. The wireless signal, or the wireless receiver, the antenna is right here. So we're gonna be a foot away from that. And it's doing nothing.
So Zach, tell us why exactly this might not be working here again.
We might not be getting accurate results because, first of all, this Fresnel zone plate is not in its perfect condition. That could have something to do with it. There are plenty of environmental factors to take into consideration, like trees, the building. We really can't do this in like a perfectly clean environment. Also, Sergio mentioned the fact that there are tons of routers all around broadcasting wireless signals, as we saw with this program, so that could be damaging the data.
Alright, so we've determined that this myth is maybe plausible. We're not really sure. There's too many routers for us to get any definite on a single router being affected by a Fresnel zone plate. As you can see, we're in a typical RIT quad. And we figure if we get too close to the router, we already know from this program that we're going to have routers both above, below, and to any side of us at any given time, as well as those from the surrounding buildings if we're outside. So we're going to say for now, we're not really sure if this myth is busted or not.
This concludes this scientific myth-busting mini-myth. This is a device that Jake built. Not Jake.
The Jake build. This is the house that Jake built.
This is a Fresnel zone grate. This is great, guys.
He is that you're gonna fail this project. You guys can't think of anything good.
Did he say that?
Yeah.
So these sine waves are angry, I guess. Very nice.
Yeah.
Can you spell?